The NBA Finals are back in Oklahoma City for the first time since 2012. The Thunder still searching for the first title in the history of the franchise. Same can be said for the Indiana Pacers. Chet Holmgren second in playoffs in blocks. The Pacers led by this man, Tyrese Halliburton, who's leading all players in assists in the postseason.
Walking off the floor of the NBA Finals in defeat may be one of the toughest moments in an NBA player's career. It's tough because you never know if you will ever get back. The Pacers' trip to the Finals in 2000 is the team's only appearance in franchise history.
In the nights, Final 2000 NBA champions.
For the Thunder, not only haven't they been back since their loss in 2012,
LeBron James captures that elusive title.
but their promising trio each have left the team building their Hall of Fame careers somewhere else.
Let's go! We can go ahead and get it started!
Welcome to the NBA Finals. I love it. It's going to be a great matchup.
In 2025, it feels like deja vu all over again for the Thunder and Pacers. OKC is returning to the finals led by a trio of young stars, including the league MVP.
SGA, lethal for OKC.
The Pacers have made it back to the finals behind a gritty and confident phenom.
Go back pedal and go!
Let's go! We can go ahead and get it started!
In sports, there's a first time for everything.
Let's go! Countdown, welcome to the party!
This year's NBA Finals will crown a new city with their first NBA title. Pacers Thunder Game 1.
20 seconds.
Those rings and things, you sing them out, time to bring them out. It's the NBA Finals, and I'm here with the champs. 8 rings on the set. How many you got, Shaq?
4.
How many you got, Kenny?
Dos.
How many you got, Zeke?
2, but it should be 3.
So if there's a crew to listen to, this is the group. I'm that other guy, Chris Miles.
Hold on.
You remember this, Shaq.
That's the name of our new podcast, A Crew to Listen to.
The crew to listen
I like
to.
that.
Like
I
that.
like-
I like that.
It's copywritten by
Listen.
me, Shaq. I need that guap.
You know what's crazy? During that promo, right, I was thinking about something that Kenny said a long time ago. We're all products of our environment. I was in high school right there when I saw this move right here. I'm sitting next to one of the greatest players ever, and I said to myself, one day I want to be like this. Isaiah, I know you know how much I love you, but I just want to say thank you for inspiring me. All the guys that played before me, Kenny, you taught me how to become a champion in 94 and 95 when you guys swept us. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys, but I'm excited for this finals. You got 2 young teams that they're going to be running and gunning. I was walking through the tunnel. I was like, and I said one thing, damn, I wish I was playing.
Yeah.
You know, when I watched the promo, I was like, who's the sadistic person that put it together? Because it opened with, when you lose an NBA final. I was like, wait, that's the first thing we talk about? It's so many teams that's lost. I'm like, wait, well, let's see the jubilation. But no, I mean, this is the aura of auras. This is the moment of moments. This is what you built your life to. And when you walk into an NBA Finals, especially for the first time, like a lot of these players have done, I just remember the first thing I saw was the studio crew from NBC, and it was Dr. J, and it was, I think, Isaiah, and I was like, oh my God, this is different. This ain't the same as a regular season game or even a playoff game.
Yeah.
The heavyweights are here. Every single media person from everywhere in the world is here today. That is the difference.
And Shaq said it best. I mean, this is what you dream about when you're a kid. This is what you think about. These are the moments you've watched on television, and you want to be a part of it. Now you get a chance to be a part of it, and you're like, can I handle it?
Yes.
Can I handle it?
And not only that, Isaiah, I think Indiana could do something similar to what you did. You beat Boston and you beat the Lakers. A lot of people don't talk about what you did. I was a Laker guy. I didn't really like you coming up, but when I go back and watch the top, I look at how great you was. I look at how great of a leader you is. Everybody is expecting OKC to win. I'm going to go ahead and pick OKC, but Indiana, an underdog team, I think if they can do the impossible, their names will definitely live forever.
You know, I like Indiana. I like the way they're playing. I like their style of play. And I'm going to go a little bit against the grain. I'm going to pick Indiana to win because the way they've been playing, how tough they've been playing defensively and offensively, I just think they're very underrated right now.
Well, we got an hour. I'm going to wait to the end of the hour.
Oh, well, you know, you know how to do it, Kenny. I mean, you know, I'm a lightweight, you know.
Actually asked us.
So Kenny, here's the deal. You say that, right? And we got to look at the two guards that are the stars of their teams and the guys that are running the show, SGA and Tyrese Halliburton. You know, SGA, MVP of the league. And Tyrese Halliburton struggled against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the regular season when he was in that torture chamber in 50 possessions when he was guarded by Lou Dort, took just 2 shots. So for the Indiana Pacers and for the Oklahoma City Thunder, what's the key to making sure both of those guys are effective?
Well, if you talk about Halliburton, you know, the Knicks were able to do it for 2 games. They were able to choke the outlet pass and make him play at a pace that he's not comfortable playing at, which is slower because he's elusive, he's skillful, and he can read the pick and rolls when you give him space. Oklahoma City can do that for 4 games. So what Halliburton has to do, he has to do 2 things. I'm going to even play faster. I'm going to force my will to play faster, or I'm going to get a screen in the backcourt to help me play faster. Because when he does play fast, that allows Neesmith, that allows Nembhard, and everyone to get rhythm shots. But if he plays slow, they don't have rhythm shots. They don't look the same. And he is definitely not the same. And like you said, 1 or 2 shots.
And I think that stat is very misleading because you can't put him against SGA. SGA is known as a prolific MF scorer. MF stands for most frequently. And Tyrese plays the right way. So if I'm a guard and the guy's pressuring me, I'm going to get off the ball, get somebody else involved, and then come back and get it. He can step out and shoot the 3. He can score a lot of points, but that 22-78, I think, is misleading. And listen, Dort is a great defender, but, you know, when a guy is pressuring you like that, you don't want to waste, you know, a shot clock manager by dribble. You want to get off the ball, see if we can get something else going. So I think that stat is very misleading.
You know, Zeke, and when I look at SGA, leading scorer in the NBA, MVP, we understand the advantage when you have that kind of player on the floor, but he also averaged almost 40 against Indiana in the regular season.
Jeez.
Just seems like that's the real advantage for OKC.
Well, it's an advantage and it's a disadvantage. The advantage is he can score the basketball, right? So you know the numbers that he's going to put up every time he walks out on the floor. You can write it down. It's 20 to 30. You know, like when Shaq was stepping out on the
40.
floor, you know, it was in the finals, Shaq was averaging 40 in the finals, right? 40 and 15, crazy type numbers. You need that type of consistency and dependability every night. However, who's the second guy that you can depend on can score points? Because Indiana defensively is good enough to limit SGA's touches and also limit his ability to get to the foul line. And if you take those 2 things away, then as Shaq says, you got to depend on the others. I'm not sure who those others will be tonight, but can they consistently do it in a series? What we've seen with Indiana is that they got guys that can consistently do it in a series. And with Halliburton, it's all about controlling tempo. Yes, he gets off the ball, he moves the ball, he makes sure that everybody gets involved, but the key to Indiana right now is tempo, pace, and making shots.
Well, the one thing that you've heard every team that played the Pacers in the playoffs say, we have to slow them down.
Yes.
This will be the first team that says, we don't care if you play fast.
Yeah.
This will be the first team. So that's why those astronomical numbers for Shea, averaging 40. Because you give me more possessions, I'm going to score more. I'm more efficient than you. I really believe that OKC believes if you give us 100 possessions and y'all have 100, we're going to make 70% of them.
Yeah.
Where most teams say, no, we don't want to take 100 possessions. We want to do 80 in a game. OKC is like, oh, get Chet 5 more shots. Go get Dort 3 or 4 more looks. Oh, go get Williams 8 more looks. You know what? And give SGA. So that's the difference with this series that I think Rick Carlisle and Indiana has to pay attention to. They're pace that got them here might be the pace that kills them.
Well, when you talk about Carlisle, right, and you got to remember, he's an old school coach in a new school game. So when you talk about possessions in the game, right, he can speed it up and he can slow it down. So he knows how to play the possession game.
Yep.
He can play an 85 possession game, not 100 possessions. So
and the good thing about Indiana, when they do speed it up, they still do not turn the ball over at a high clip. Yeah. So, Kenny, I have to disagree with you. If I'm Indiana, I'm coming out and playing. Now that we're fans, I'm looking at how good OKC is. I started thinking strategy. And if I'm Indiana, Shea's probably going to get his. He's the MVP. Nobody else is going off. I'm taking pride as a defender and saying, J-Dub, you're not going off. Shit, you're not going off. And I think if you could slow down those others, then you definitely have a chance.
How do you slow down J-Dub? Because I know you said it in the back and you brought it to the front. You were like, if they slow down J-Dub, that could be the key to the series. How do you slow him down?
I was going to ask you guys that because you guys are more into coaching than I am. SGA is going to get his, but if you throw multiple defenders at him, he's going to get everybody else involved. Do you say, okay, Shea, get 50, but J-Dub, you're not getting 20? And just take pride on saying, hey, we're not leaving this guy, because a lot of coaches want to protect the paint and give up the three. And Shea is really, really shifty. He can get in there, and he's a great passer. He's going to get guys involved. But if I'm guarding a guy like J-Dub this series, you're not touching the ball.
Yeah, for J-Dub, for me, the hard part about it, he's a 4-level scorer. He shoots the three. He gets you on the break. He shoots the in between. He drives to the basket 5 level, and he offensive rebounds. So he can get 6 points for offensive rebound, 6 points for running the lane, and he could get 1 3 and get to the line 4 times, and he's got 20.
But my counter is Nembhard and Naismith impressed me the last series the way they play defense.
Okay.
Yeah, and what you know for sure is OKC right now, they only have 3 players in double figures throughout the playoffs. And you know Carlisle is going to take one of them out of the game, right? If you only got 3 guys averaging double figures right now throughout the playoffs, one of them is going to go away during this series.
Well, one thing we know about both of these teams, when you say the others, they are deep in those categories. We're going to talk about the Pacers and the Thunder and all the guys who could come up big here in the 2025 NBA Finals.
Dun, 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 dun.